Hi, you don't know me, and I certainly don't know you, but I have a few things I need to get off my chest and a few things I want to talk about. So I think I'm just gonna do it here. And then maybe in like a year, 2 years' time, I can look back and be like, whoa, she was really going through shit. I had a horrible flight yesterday, and it really made me think of where I don't want to be in my life, and that's exactly where I am right now. I turn 25 tomorrow, like literally tomorrow, and I hate my life. I hate where I've gone with my life, and I hate that I grew up too quickly. So, for starters, when I was 18, I got 2 jobs. Sometimes I had 3. I was making money, a lot of money, and the feeling was addicting because I didn't really grow up with money. So the fact I had my own money made me want to spend it because I was afraid of just losing it all. And then when I hit rock bottom, I wasn't able to pick up the pieces a few years ago. And therapy and all this other stuff is great, and yeah, and it's that, but I feel like since I turned 20, I've sort of just been on a downhill decline. Like I'll have, like one of those graphs where it just goes like it goes up and down, but the directory is still going downwards. That's kind of how I am as a person. And I don't want to be that person anymore, but Lord, is it so hard. I was in a relationship for 8.5 years, and we broke up back in May because, to be honest, I don't even know if I have a straight answer for myself. I wanted more. I wanted to be taken out on dates. I wanted to be complimented. I wanted the bare minimum. And after that long, even if I'm not expecting to get married or anything like anytime soon. I was not in no position to get married, but I kind of wanted to know if he was going to propose or if he was interested in marriage. And his answer to that was either avoiding it or that he wasn't sure if he loved me or not, or he could possibly end up loving someone else more. So that was a bit of a kicker. I feel as if my frontal lobe is like developing. You know what they say about frontal lobes? I feel like my frontal lobe has developed the past year because I started to notice some of the red flags and some of the stuff I did not sort of like in the relationship. So I think before the breakup happened, I think I was anticipating the possibility of it happening, but I was the only one really wanting to try. Sorry if you hear the rain, it's fully raining outside. I was the only one willing to try, and he was willing to give it up pretty quickly. And I think that says a lot about how he valued me in the relationship. And what hurts the most is that I still think about him, and I still don't think I've fully fallen out of love with him, even though it's been a few months. You don't just move on from someone that quickly after so many years together. Like, this is the first time in my adult years I'm single, and I'm turning 25, and it's very weird to navigate because you think you were gonna marry that person. But now, when I look through everything and all the Facebook memories and everything that just comes up, it just shows me and reminds me that as much as I hate him for breaking up and not wanting to try, he did the right thing because he clearly didn't give a shit about me. Um, I was the one constantly telling people about how great he was, posting about him, showing my love and affection, and I would be lucky if he didn't want to split half on a takeaway. Lord, you are testing me. But I will say the past month, apart from like men, I've really been finding myself as a person, and I wouldn't say I put my life on hold for a man. I wouldn't say that, but I definitely stopped myself from doing things I wanted to do since I was younger because I was okay with sacrificing it for him because I was under the impression that he would do the same for me when the time came round to it. And obviously, that never came. He never asked that of me, he never expected that of me, but I always thought it's kind of a weird thing to say. I don't know how to word it, but I hope you guys just understand where I'm coming from. My biggest regret was not going to university. I regret not having that experience. I know people are like, oh, it's not as great. No, like, I genuinely regret not valuing my education. I flunked my GCSEs, I flunked sixth form, I flunked college, and I have nothing to show for it apart from a failed apprenticeship, which I'll get into in a bit. So I'm very happy to say I got back last night, and after that horrible time in the airport, which I'll get to in a second, it was like 9:30 p.m. and I don't know what you're doing in Mayans at that time of night, posted a parcel, and it was my access module, booklets, and reading materials with the Open University. Because I'm going to do an access module and then hopefully next year do a part-time degree over the next 6 years, because I want an education, but I also don't want to sacrifice the brand I want to build up and what I love to do. I know I've got one thing going right in that way right now, so that's good. I have no money. Like I said, I came into a lot of money when I was young, and because I didn't grow up with money, and nothing, I don't want to say anything negative about my parents, but I don't think I was ever taught properly how to save money or what to do with money, how to invest money. And you know, I could go on and say, yeah, but like, you could have just learned that yourself. But I think when you're like 17, 18 and you come into that much money, you just think it's just going to keep rolling in. And eventually, when it didn't, I didn't really know what to do. And because I was overspending what I had, somehow when I was 22, I ended up with £10,000 of debt and all my savings gone. It was around 13k, the debt. So came down to 10k once I got rid of my savings. So we are around 2.5 years later, and I'm proud of the progress I've made. I'm down to, if I'm being honest, I'm only down to like 4k, which is really good. But it's more like 5.5 because of my braces. But it's not that braces do count as debt, but it was a necessary debt to have. Like, I needed to have them done to the point where I wouldn't leave the house or I wouldn't look at myself in the mirror because all I could see was teeth, you know? And when your best friend's a dentist, Lord. No, Angel, I love you. Mwah. She's one of the many lights in my life that I am eternally grateful for. Literally an angel. So yeah, so that has sort of just been weighing me down. And I feel like I wasted the prime years of my life trying to chase this ideal corporate lifestyle in central London where I worked in IT, but it was so stressful. And then the pandemic happened, and that's when my depression all rose to the surface and my anxiety was concerning, not just for me, but for my entire family. I wouldn't go outside. I thought I was going to die. I still think I'm going to die. Yeah, it's just really sad, you know, because I've got so many things that I'm looking forward to, but you know, when you're depressed and stuff, you just want to die all the time. And you know, people are like, oh my god, I just want to kill myself and stuff like that. But no, like, I get these thoughts of just leaving, just letting it all go. And I'm in therapy and stuff, but NHS waiting lists are hard. I'm very grateful for the support from my family, But at the same time, because they're so supportive, I can't help but think I'm just the disappointment. And now I'm constantly letting them down. Because I do want to change my life, but I want to do what I want to do. People always say chase your dreams, and now that I'm trying to do that, to try and get myself in a better headspace, a better money space, a better everything space, I feel like I'm just coming to obstacle after obstacle after obstacle, and there's no end. There's no end. I've been working on my, I don't really know how to say it, like artist brand. I think artist, I don't like using the word creative for this, but I don't think artist suits me either. I guess studio, I don't know, um, where I want to go sell at conventions and markets of all the stuff I make. I want to make cool keycaps for keyboards and phone cases and press on nails and all that sort of stuff. And also, I'm going to college um, to learn how to do like nails professionally as well in November. So like, it's not like I'm not doing anything. I'm getting my education back, and that was one of the biggest regrets of my life. And now that that's underway, it's yes, that's one thing ticked off, but now there's so many other boxes I need to check, and it's so overwhelming. I know people say take it one step at a time, but I'm literally going to be taking this one step at a time. I need to. My room is a state. My desk downstairs is a state, and oh, God forbid. Oh my God. I love my mum and my stepdad so much for there is no issue with me staying for as long as I need. Um, I know a lot of other people in my position wouldn't have supportive families or parents, so I really cannot be taking this for granted. But it's just been so difficult. But now I'm fully gonna lock in. And another thing I need to lock in with is the gym. Oh God. I also think that was another reason why he broke up with me. I've always been a curvier girl, but after some stuff that happened, which I won't go into, I gained a bit of weight last year. And then um a few months, not even a few months, I wanted to say like 6 months prior to us breaking up, he would constantly ask about my diet. And I thought he was just checking in on me, but now looking back, I was so blinded by love. I think he was like, I can't see you visually losing weight, so are you even losing weight? Type of deal. I was, slowly, as people should. Um, you shouldn't just completely stop eating and dramatically lose like a stone within a week. I don't think that's healthy physically or mentally for people, but I was losing weight, and I just don't think he really found me attractive anymore. And that's okay. I thought he would have held out for a bit longer. Mm. I could be really mean and say some things, but that's very petty of me. I won't do that. But obviously, after the breakup, I gained all that weight back plus more. And it's only been the past 2 weeks where I've even dropped a few pounds. So I'm gonna be taking up my Pilates again and going to the gym, and like I do enjoy going. It's just that sometimes I get there and I'm just so bored and I just don't know what to do. But we're gonna fix that. We're gonna lock in and we're gonna fix it. I'm always gonna be a bigger girl. I'm always gonna be a more curvy girl, and you know what? That's okay. I just want to be a healthy girl. And I feel like I've already shed like half the weight because he's no longer in my life. Sorry, bub. And also, you know what? I know I'm currently just ranting about my ex, but I just think I don't know if he's even going to watch this, but I think it's just the plain audacity. And sometimes I do think about this, and sometimes I don't think about him at all. But now that I'm talking about it, just the plain audacity for him to wonder if I hated him because I wanted to go no contact. Because we spoke once a week for 2 weeks after we broke up, just to check on each other. And the plain audacity for him to be like, oh, do you hate me now? Like, because I wasn't replying with X's or saying words of affection. Like, I was being as cordial and polite as I could be considering the circumstances. And I'm like, no, I just, you broke my heart. So like, what the fuck do you expect me to write? Do you expect me to go like, hi Bob, hope you have a good day, love you, miss you, and a billion emojis like I used to? No, I'm not gonna fucking do that anymore. You don't deserve to get that anymore. Like, God. And then as we were finishing the conversation, because he didn't have social media, he went on to be like, oh, if I got on Instagram, would it be weird if I followed you? I'm like, oh, so now you're single. All of a sudden you want to get like Instagram and stuff. Like, red flags from a mile away. Part of me also wants to have a bit of a Trisha Paytas moment and cry on my kitchen floor. But I don't know. I'll put that in there if I end up doing it. But I think it's, people will look at from the outside and be like, how can you hate your life? You got so many things you're doing, so many things to be grateful for. And I am. I really, really am. But I'm also wanting to jump in front of traffic every time I go outside. And I don't want to have to feel like that. And the only thing that's really pushing me to stick around is the people who love me, wanting to get my education. And I have books that I want to write, and I want to write all those books so badly. And I will. You guys won't see me drop dead until I will. I don't know. I feel like I'm just rambling. I don't know if that makes any sense. I have £5 in my bank account. I didn't even go on about the airport thing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm so over the whole airport fiasco. I'm just not even gonna say it. But TDLR, I didn't get paid, and all of a sudden everything went out because of the time difference. I just don't know really. I actually genuinely don't know what happened, but I got on the other side and my mum was in A&E, so I knew I would have to take the 2.5 hour bus home, and I was not in the mood for it, but oh well, it had to be done. And then when I went to go buy a fucking sandwich meal deal, my card declined. Embarrassing. So I'm having to look at everything. My phone's about to die and everything like that, and I'm freaking out. So shout out to that lovely couple who live in Southend who bought my bus ticket. Like, I ended up getting some funds to get the bus ticket, but they could tell I was crashing out at the bus stop, and they bought my bus ticket, which was so lovely of them. And it really puts my faith. I know people say, oh, but it restores my faith in humanity, but no, it really does. And I will pay that forward. If they ever find this, I just want them to know that I will pay it forward. Fucking hell, it is raining outside. Oh, that is core nap material right there. Yeah, it's my birthday tomorrow. With that £5, I know as someone in debt, I shouldn't be using Zilch or Klarna and stuff like that, but I was so over everything. I needed one good thing. So I've got a birthday cake coming tomorrow. It's from It's from Get Baked, you know, that bakery in Manchester that does like the Matilda like slab cakes, the chocolate fudge Matilda slab cakes. Always wanted to try it, so I got their birthday cake. That's coming tomorrow, hopefully. If it doesn't, I'll crash out. That's another reason for me to keep going, because I've got cake coming tomorrow, and then after the cake we'll lock in. I promise we will lock in after the cake. I think right now I want to tidy my bedroom. Also, we're hoarders, so I need to get rid of a bunch of stuff. I got rid of a bunch of stuff already. Like, I know I've got a lot of stuff on my shelf, but you need to understand I've been collecting all these anime figurines and shit since I was like 13. So I already got rid of half of my collection, and that is enough for me. Boundaries, people. Boundaries. What else? What else? I don't even know what else to talk about. I'm gonna be so for real. But yeah, that's that. Do you guys hate your life? What are you guys concerned about in your lives right now? Is there anything you wish you did differently in your early 20s? But then again, I hear people say that early 20s is where you experiment and fuck up with life, and then your late 20s is you fixing what you didn't do in your early 20s. So the fact that I'm turning 25 tomorrow, and it's like the later stage officially of my late 20s, and like that, crazy. I'm also scared I'm never going to find someone who loves me. But I think over the next few years, I just need to learn to love myself better and just come to accept the fact that if no one ends up loving me, or I don't end up marrying someone, that's also okay. I can marry myself. I think you can do that in Japan though. Wait, I'm gonna pull up the receipts. Can I do that in Japan? I think I can. I will probably just, yeah, get a bunch of cats, maybe adopt, do something like that. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, one step at a time. And the first step is cleaning my bedroom. And then cleaning my art desk downstairs, but I might leave that tomorrow. Wait, it's my birthday tomorrow. No, you still gotta clean on your birthday. Fuck. You know what? I was about to say I'm sorry for just posting this on the internet, but you know what? I'm not. I'm not sorry. Because if there's someone else in my situation who feels like this and they're my age or they're going through something similar, I just want you to know that you're not alone. Yeah, I'll cry about it, I'll complain about it, but I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it. And you can fix it too, and we can fix it together. We can go on this journey together. Also, yeah, the peel me thing, that was like a whole thing I tried to film like 3 months ago. Like a week after the breakup. I dressed up as like, oh, excuse me. I dressed up as Pitbull and tried to do this whole Pitbull segment about how you're so sexy, Mr. Worldwide, and you should pay off your debts, and these are the rewards you get. But I don't even think I need to see what the rewards are if I do get to these certain debt levels, because I just need to be grateful for what I have. So I'm gonna stop it there. I'm gonna end every video / vlog with a debt amount. Let's be open with each other, people. Like, because if we don't talk about debt and the effects of debt on people, we cannot prevent debt happening to others. Don't shy away from it. Confront it. Yeah. So here's the debt amount. I'll add some sparkle effects to make it more cunty, I guess. There's the debt amount. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.